From Hypatia from Alexandria to Galileo Galilei, there was a time when men and women of science were condemned for formulating theories that went against what everyone believed. It was then that underground scientific groups were created, working hidden from the world. Nowadays, there are numerous secret facilities on our planet such as Area 51 or Dulce Base which have extremely good reasons for wishing us to remain in the dark. Genetic manipulation, biological warfare, lethal viruses, futuristic spacecraft, and even UFOs. But what if those bases could be found beyond Earth? Sometimes the huge steel doors that help to hide the shocking truths open wide and the shocking secrets within are revealed. So in this video, we will discover 5 planets and places that could have alien bases. Number 5. Alien base on Mars. The recent discovery of liquid water on Mars has led many scientists to believe that life on the red planet could be possible, specifically life hidden underground. But the conspiracy theorists go much further, and as mentioned above, they claim that there are evidences that show how institutions like NASA hide information about extraterrestrial life on Mars. And they are not the only ones to issue certain statements. Scientists like Dr. John Brandenburg argues that ancient Martian civilizations were annihilated by another extraterrestrial race by using nuclear weapons. As he explains in his book, Death on Mars: The Discovery of a Planetary Nuclear Massacre. A former United Nations worker made an important statement in 2015, revealing images taken by one of the Mars rovers that showed a possible entrance to a huge underground bunker. In fact, this theory was reinforced when, in December of that year, Sandra Elena de Andrade, a YouTube user, shared images on this platform showing extraterrestrial structures on Google Earth. Both Sandra and thousands of believers affirm that these images are the main evidence to confirm the presence of life on Mars. The woman also provided the coordinates of the alleged extraterrestrial base so that anyone can verify it by themselves. 45 degrees, 57 minutes, 3.88 seconds north, 23 degrees, 32 minutes, 27.16 seconds east. But if you still need more evidences, you cannot miss the opinion of one of the greatest experts in space anomalies, Scott C. Waring, who assures that the images provided by Sandra clearly show the entrance to a large underground base. This is the location NASA must choose if they want to make a settlement on Mars, writes Waring on his blog UFO Sightings Daily. This is a place that has already been used and proven effective by aliens. It is probably abandoned, waiting for new owners. He also criticizes that NASA is not sincere enough about the extraterrestrial presence and UFO on Mars, inventing ingenious excuses to explain all the photographic evidence that shows the opposite. How long will this information continue to be hidden? Number 4. Alien base on Earth. The famous Dulce Base in New Mexico, Montauk, Area 51, Hangar 18, these are just some of the many highly classified installations about which the government of the United States, Australia, Russia, UK, or China prefer we normal people remain steadfastly ignorant of. And the only reason I can think of is clandestine research. Whether situated deep under the oceans, far below the ground, or within the heart of hidden remote desert locales, these and many other super-secret places are guarded with a paranoid zeal by those in power who wish to keep their secrets buried. However, as said before, sometimes the steel doors that hide the shocking truth open and voila, revealed secrets everywhere. One of these controversial places is the well-known Dulce Base. For those who have no idea about that, it is an underground facility located under Archuleta Mesa, a huge peak that extends 9,078 feet above sea level in New Mexico. A veritable army of devil where it is said that alien intruders have for decades made their home there. Most ominous of all, the warning to keep out extends to not only the general public and eagle-eyed UFO sleuths, but to the entire US government too. The aliens have complete control of the base, and anyone who dares to trespass upon their dark abode from the president down will receive nothing less than swift and fatal justice, and they may even become the victims of unspeakable genetic experimentation too. That is at least the incredible legend that has come to be believed by whole swaths of the UFO research community. Reality or fiction? This is definitely not a very easy question. Number 3. Alien base on Mercury. One more time, in an entry on the ET database, prominent conspiracy theorist and self-titled astrobiologist Scott Waring claimed that there are cool-looking buildings on the planet Mercury. That can be considered as a proof that ancient aliens existed there. The bizarre new theory proposing the prospect of life on Mercury would seem impossible to many people. Taking into account that this is the closest planet to the Sun in our solar system and has ground temperatures ranging from -173 degrees Celsius to 427 degrees Celsius in the daytime. However, this has not stopped ufologists and experts from believing that aliens are residing there, or at least stopping there and using these structures as a base. The alleged alien structures were found using Google Maps. Waring expounded that these structures are intelligently built. Some of them are housed in double-walled craters that can provide some sort of insulation. In general, the building's design and geometry are exactly what humans might build if living off Earth. In addition, he believes one of the towers could be up to 10 kilometers tall, arguing that buildings can be larger than the ones found on Earth because gravity is weaker on Mercury. Apart from these structures, Scott Waring also saw two more things. One of them was something that, to him, looked like a huge blue structure, but he didn't give any explanation or speculation as to what it was. The second one is a huge statue of a person praying on the left side of the photograph. This could mean that the tower we see is of religious significance to the alien species that created it. However, skeptics and NASA would say the familiar findings are just the effects of pareidolia, a physical phenomenon when the brain tricks the eyes into seeing familiar objects or shapes and patterns or textures such as a rock surface. This would mean that the Mercurian base is actually just a series of rocks. Number 2. Alien base on the Moon. Did you know that from Earth we always see the same side of the Moon? What do we really know about the other side that we never see? This last question began to be answered from 1959 when the Soviet Union's automatic spacecraft Luna 3, E2A, landed on the Moon and began sending photographs of this never-before-seen side back to Earth. Everything seemed to point out that the Moon lacked life and that the famous far side was same as the visible side. In fact, in 1968, the Apollo 8 astronauts who circled the Moon to prepare for the landing of their ship visited that same area for the first time and confirmed exactly the same. Today, we have detailed maps as well as topographic maps showing the whole Moon's surface, so it doesn't seem as mysterious as it was once. However, since the last space mission to the Moon in 1972, there have been no other manned missions to the satellite. Why? Well, a large number of ufologists have declared that the far side of the Moon could host an extraterrestrial base. To reinforce this claim, Milton Williams Cooper, an American writer, radio host, and former U.S. Air Force intelligence officer, swore in 1989 that the U.S. government was aware of it. On the far side of the Moon, there are extraterrestrial bases. They have been seen by astronauts on the Apollo mission. Apart from a mining operation with large machines and alien ships, there are also motherships there, Cooper said. On the other hand, Scott Waring reinforced this theory by stating the following: "It sounds absurd, but it's the truth, and we have solid evidence directly from the military. In 1994, the United States Navy sent a satellite named Clementine to photograph the Moon for 2 months. During that time, the satellite sent 1.8 million images. Only 170,000 of those images were made available to the public. Images of craters on the Moon, classified?" One of the most fascinating pieces of evidence was provided by remote viewer Ingo Swann, who was creator of the United States government's remote viewing program in the 1970s. During an expedition, he claimed to have found wheel marks on the surface, a dusty green haze, and the presence of something or someone that appeared from one of the constructions that he claimed were part of one of the bases on the Moon. Number 1. Alien base on the Moon. Did you know that Saturn has a moon called Iapetus? It has been called the yin-yang moon as it has a light and dark side that creates a contrast on its surface. It has a diameter of 914 miles and travels 2.213 million miles around Saturn, which is considered the longest distance of Saturn's satellites. From what experts have learned about Iapetus is that it is mostly made of water and rock, but they are not exactly sure how Saturn's moon formed. However, one Martian researcher believes it was made from scratch by an alien civilization. An image taken by NASA's Cassini spacecraft in 2004 shows a 16,000 kilometers long line stretching around the moon's equator and a massive crater on top that some conspiracy theorists claim looks identical to a fictional artificial weapon, the Death Star from the fiction film Star Wars. YouTuber and alien hunter Tyler from Secure Team suggests the moon is actually an artificial object that consists of two separate pieces that were once welded together. Furthermore, others believe icy material may have seeped out of the surface that eventually hardened, or Iapetus once had a ring system that formed the ridge. Other angles of Iapetus suggest it is not circular like all of the other moons, but forms a hexagon shape as Terminator lines form these razor-sharp right angles. More evidence, Tyler says, proves it's an artificial object. According to astronomers, this could be due to quick spins of the moon when it was still young, causing a thick crust to freeze over it, which formed the odd shapes. Having all of this information into account, alien hunters stand firm that Iapetus is a massive alien base camouflaged as a moon. Perhaps the reason why humanity cannot find out that extraterrestrial life exists is simply due to the fact that people are not prepared to assume such news. We just need to wait to discover the truth by ourselves. However, while this is happening, you would be shocked to know that worse things have fallen from the sky on our planet. Do you want to know what they are? Click on this video.